Are you looking for a way to watch local channels on Roku? Or do you want to watch and record local channels in one place with one remote?
That sounds really convenient. Who wouldn't want that?
While you can use your TV remote to switch inputs to your over-the-air antenna, and over-the-air DVR, like the Tablo Quad, which we have here, works with Roku devices and other streaming devices to watch local channels without cable and record them, all from one handy remote and in one place.
Let's dive into how to get local channels on Roku. There are actually 3 ways to watch free local channels on Roku. If you have a Roku TV, you can plug your antenna directly into a Roku TV. Then click Settings, then TV Inputs, then Live TV, then scan for channels.
After taking these steps, you can use the Live TV channel guide within Roku TV to watch your local channels and hundreds of other free channels available through the Roku channel and other third-party local channel apps like Haystack News and News On, which we covered in our top free channels on Roku video. If you're not familiar with the Roku channel, it's an easy way to access free live news on Roku, other free live TV channels from the streaming service as well. It's kind of like Tubi or Pluto TV. It's all free and it sits within a convenient cable-like guide. But it does not include your local networks unless you connect an antenna to the back of your Roku TV or you use an over-the-air DVR like Tablo, which we'll get to in a minute.
You can access the Live TV channel guide directly from the Roku channel on a Roku TV or from the Live TV channel tile on the home screen of your Roku TV. If you want to hide streaming TV channels and only see information for your local networks, go to Settings, then TV Inputs, then Live TV, then Hide Streaming TV Channels, and select Hide All.
This is probably the easiest and most seamless way to watch local networks without cable on Roku. However, it's not the only way. You can also watch local networks that are included with a live TV streaming service that carries them, such as YouTube TV, Hulu Live, or fuboTV, through a Roku streaming device.
To watch locals this way, just install the live TV streaming service you subscribe to on your Roku streaming stick. Then launch that service and start watching. For instance, let's say you subscribe to Hulu Live. From either your TV or a computer, you can launch Roku and search for Hulu in the search bar, or you can navigate to the streaming channels option on the Roku home screen. Open the Movies and TV tab, then scroll down to Hulu and select Add Channel.
When it's done downloading, the tile will appear on your home screen. Select it, and then from the Hulu home screen, select the lightning bolt icon to launch Live TV. Note that old Roku models don't support streaming Hulu with Live TV, but all new models do. As Roku notes, Hulu is available on Roku 3, Roku TV, Roku Streaming Sticks 3600 model or higher, Roku Express and Express Plus, 4K Roku TV, Roku Premiere and Premiere Plus, Roku 4, and Roku Ultra.
Beyond live TV streaming services with local channels in them, there is one more way to watch and record content from your local channels on Roku, and that's with an OTA DVR like a Tablo.
Pairing a Tablo DVR with a Roku streaming device and an antenna is a convenient way to watch and record local channels without having to switch inputs. But Tablos are not the only DVR that work with Roku. Plex DVRs also work well with Roku devices. We tested a Tablo with Roku and overall found it to be not quite as seamless as an Amazon Fire TV device paired with an antenna and an Amazon Fire TV recast. But it's a viable option if you aren't an Amazon home or if you prefer to watch live TV on Roku.
To watch and record locals this way, you'll want to set up your DVR. We'll walk through the process with our Tablo Quad DVR, but the process with any OTA DVR will be similar. It has 4 tuners, which allows us to record and stream up to 4 shows at a time, and it has 1 terabyte of recording storage capacity, which translates to roughly about 500 hours of shows.
Setting it up is simple. Just connect one end of your antenna into the coaxial input and plug in the power cord. Download the Tablo app to your smartphone or device and go online to connect the DVR to your wireless internet. Then walk through the on-screen instructions to scan for channels and start using the device.
You'll also want to launch Roku and install the Tablo channel. You can move it to the top of your home screen so that it's easy to access. Once you launch it, you'll see a grid guide and options on the left side to filter content and adjust settings. You can scroll through your guide and go up to 24 hours in the future with a basic subscription. More on that in a second. You can click on anything to watch it, or record an episode or an entire series.
And you can use your Roku remote to operate all the Tablo controls, which is nice. Over on the left, there are additional options within Tablo. You can watch live TV, of course, but you can also easily access your recordings by clicking that option. Then you can further filter content by primetime, TV shows, movies, and sports. You can also view scheduled recordings and access your settings over on the left.
Within settings, you can adjust things like when to start recordings, when to end them, how many to keep, and what channels to record them on. You can also choose to enable the skip commercials feature, which will remove commercials from your recordings during playback.
Yeah, that's a really nice feature, but it's not included for free, and that's something to know before you buy a Tablo. All Tablo DVRs come with a free 30-day trial of their TV Guide data service and premium service subscription, but after that, all of it goes away. A basic subscription costs $5 a month, $50 a year, or you can buy a lifetime subscription that transfers to other Tablo DVRs for $180.
If you don't buy that, after 30 days, you'll only be able to see programs 24 hours into the future instead of 14 days. And unless you buy the premium subscription for that extra fee, you won't be able to skip commercials during playback.
Those are things that may impact your decision about whether or not to use a Tablo to watch locals through Roku. Now, let's move on to another important thing to know about watching and recording local channels on Roku. Don't confuse recording and viewing locals on Roku with free TV through the Roku channel. As we said earlier, that's an entirely separate guide and experience.
Yeah, and your local channels won't integrate with that unless you have a Roku TV. But it is nice to see that it's relatively inexpensive and easy to watch and record your local networks without cable and even without a live TV streaming service.
And it's pretty convenient too, even to the point where you can control your entire TV experience with one remote. So let us know what you think of watching local channels through Roku. How do you do it? Do you have a Roku TV and an antenna? Or do you use a live TV streaming service like YouTube TV or another over-the-air DVR? If so, which one do you think works best with Roku?
And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.